Let me read to you a portion from my book, Fueling the Fires of First Love. We're talking about how God delivered David from a state of misery, feeling forsaken by God, not being able to understand that God is with him in the middle of the trouble of his life. He felt as though God's face was hidden, even though God was with him all along. David, in his crying out for the help of God, experiences God's deliverance and power exercised on his behalf to bring him to a place of joy rather than the place of depression. And here is where we ultimately get to. David thanks God because God dealt bountifully with David. With David's eyes restored to faith and trust in the character and nature of God, by the Spirit's illumination of his perspective, David declares his trust in God's mercy. He knows God to be faithful, to pull his soul from despair. And he knows God doesn't turn away the humble seeker. God helps those who have no ability to help themselves. God, by his power, lifts them up to stability where instability and inner turmoil have seized them. David then states, "My heart shall rejoice in your salvation." David knows he is not pouring out his heart in prayer for no reason. After he unloads the heaviness of his heart and his weighty burdens that have been tormenting his soul, he rests confident that he has received the answers to the prayers that he has prayed. How can we be so sure? Because as he cried out, lifting up his voice in prayer, God has flooded his heart with renewed hope, passion, and zeal. God has reminded him of his deliverances in the past. As his proper perspective has returned, so has his hope for salvation returned, resulting in this, a confident realization and anticipation that God will be praised yet again, as David experiences yet again deliverance from his enemies. He states, "I will sing to the Lord because the Lord has dealt bountifully with me." The good that God does in supplying victory through his life-giving strength, joy, and godlike perspective to our hearts causes us to praise him afresh, having tasted of his sweet deliverance, causing us to forget the pain of soul bitterness. When God comes and delivers us from that which was bitter to us, the sweetness we experience causes us to forget the torment of the past. To God be the glory, for it is his salvation that has helped me. May this be the prayer of our lives.